Doctor warns, masturbation mistakes after 60 that are silently harming older men. A whispered truth nobody talks about. Picture this, a quiet morning, the kind where the world hasn't quite woken up yet. You're in your bedroom, the curtains letting in just a sliver of dawn's light. For years, you've had this private moment, a ritual that once felt like a spark to start the day. But lately it's different, rushed, hollow, maybe even a little heavy on your heart. Sound familiar? You're not alone. I'm here to share a truth most men over 60 never hear. Masturbation isn't just okay. It's a vital part of your health, your confidence, your life. But there's a catch. The way you've been doing it for decades, it might be working against you, quietly chipping away at your body and spirit. Want to know the 7 mistakes you're making without even realizing, and how to turn them into moments that make you feel whole again? Stay with me. This is for you, and it's going to change how you see yourself. Mistake 1. Clinging to the semen retention myth. What if everything you've been told about holding it in is stealing your peace? Let me take you to a small diner in Ohio, where I met Frank, 67, over a cup of coffee that tasted like it had been brewed since sunrise. Frank leaned across the table, his voice low, and said, "Doc, I heard saving it up makes you stronger, sharper, like it keeps you young." I've heard this before, this old tale that holding back ejaculation is some kind of fountain of youth. It's a myth, born from half-truths and internet whispers, and it's doing more harm than you might think. Frank, like so many men, believed that keeping it all in would boost his energy, maybe even make him feel like he was 40 again. But here's the thing, his shoulders were tense, his sleep restless, and he admitted to feeling irritable, like a kettle always on the verge of boiling over. That's what happens when you fight your body's natural rhythm. Your system craves release, not just for pleasure, but for balance. Holding back for weeks, thinking it's giving you power, can lead to pelvic discomfort, mood swings, even prostate issues. Studies from Harvard Medical School have shown that regular ejaculation, about 21 times a month, can lower the risk of prostate cancer by up to 33%. Denying that isn't strength, it's a quiet kind of punishment. I told Frank to let go of the myth. Think of it like stretching after a long day, I said. It's not indulgence, it's maintenance. He started allowing himself those moments, not every day, but when his body asked for it. A month later, he called me, his voice lighter. "I sleep better, document. I feel easier. Your body knows what it needs. Why fight it? Ask yourself, are you holding on to prove something, or are you ready to let go and feel alive again?" Mistake 2. Using the same old grip every damn time. Ever wonder why what used to work now feels like going through the motions? I remember sitting on a porch with Tom, 69, in a small town outside Nashville. The crickets were loud, and so was the silence between us until he admitted, "It's not the same anymore. I do what I've always done, but it's like my body's not listening." Tom was stuck in a rut, using the same grip, the same rhythm, the same everything he'd done since he was a teenager. It was comfortable, sure, but it was also numbing him. Your body's not a machine that runs the same way forever. After 60, your nerves, your skin, they change. If you're gripping the same way every time, you're training your body to only respond to that one signal. Over time, it's like listening to the same song on repeat. You stop hearing it. Tom was frustrated, thinking his spark was gone, when really he was just stuck in a loop. I asked him, "What if you tried something new? Switch hands, ease up, slow it down." He laughed, a little embarrassed, but he tried it. A few weeks later, he told me it was like waking up a part of himself he thought was gone. Try this. Next time, use your other hand. Change the pressure, maybe lighter, maybe slower. Explore a different rhythm. It's not about being fancy. It's about keeping your body awake, curious. You're not betraying what worked before. You're giving yourself permission to feel more. What's one small change you could try today to make this moment yours again? Mistake 3. Rushing like you're racing the clock. What if slowing down could make you feel more alive than ever? I met Joe, 66, at a community center in Chicago, where he shared his story over a game of checkers. "I get it done quick," he said, eyes on the board. "Always have. But it feels empty now." Joe was rushing through masturbation like it was a chore, a habit from his younger days when privacy was scarce. But at 66, that hurry was robbing him of something deeper. When you rush, you're not really there. Your body doesn't get the chance to build that slow, warm wave of pleasure. Your mind drifts, and what should be a moment of connection becomes a transaction. For men over 60, this can dull your sensitivity, make you feel disconnected, like you're chasing something you can't catch. Joe admitted he felt flat afterward, like he'd missed the point. I told him to try something radical. Slow down. Breathe, I said. Feel every moment like you're savoring a good meal. He started taking his time, focusing on the sensations, letting his breath guide him. A month later, he grinned over those checkers and said, "It's like I'm actually there now." Slowing down isn't just about time, it's about presence. Next time you're alone, take a deep breath. Let linger. What would it feel like to stay in that moment, to really feel it? Mistake 4. Ignoring the rest of your damn body. Did you know your body's got more to say than you're listening to? I'll never forget sitting with Mike, 70, in a quiet coffee shop in Seattle. He leaned in, voice low, and said, "It's like I'm stuck on one channel. Nothing else feels alive." Mike was focusing only on one part of his body during masturbation, as if the rest didn't exist. Most men do this, conditioned to think pleasure lives in one place. But your body's a map, and after 60, it's begging you to explore. Your inner thighs, your chest, the curve of your lower back. They're alive with nerves that can deepen every sensation. Mike was skeptical when I suggested running his fingers along his collarbone or brushing his thighs lightly before starting. "That's not how I do it," he said. But he tried, curious. Weeks later, he told me it was like discovering a new language. "I feel more whole," he said. By engaging his whole body, he wasn't just chasing release, he was connecting with himself. Try this. Next time, start with a gentle touch on your chest or neck. Feel the warmth of your own skin. It's not weird, it's yours. What's one part of your body you've ignored that might surprise you if you gave it a chance? Mistake 5. Skipping the lube every single time. What if one simple change could make everything feel better? I met Carl, 65, at a health fair in Texas. He was a tough guy, a retired mechanic, but his voice softened when he admitted it's not as comfortable as it used to be. Carl wasn't using lube, never had. He thought it was unnecessary, maybe even a sign he wasn't tough enough. But as we age, our skin gets drier, less elastic. Without lube, you're risking irritation, even tiny tears that dull sensation over time. I handed Carl a bottle of water-based lube and said, "Try it. It's not about weakness, it's about feeling good." He came back a month later, eyes bright. "It's smoother, easier. Like I'm not fighting my own body." Lube isn't just for comfort. It's a bridge to better sensation, less effort, more connection. It's like oiling a hinge. Everything moves better. Why make it harder than it needs to be? Pick up a quality lube and see what changes. What's stopping you from giving it a try? Mistake 6. Carrying shame like a heavy coat. What if you could let go of the weight you've carried for years? I sat with Ed, 71, on a park bench in Florida, watching the waves roll in. He confessed, voice barely above a whisper, "I feel wrong after. Like I shouldn't need this." Ed grew up in a time when self-pleasure was a dirty secret, something to hide. That shame followed him, a heavy coat he couldn't shake, even at 71. It turned a natural act into a source of guilt, stealing the peace it could bring. Shame doesn't just hurt your heart, it dims your spark. It makes every moment feel rushed, secretive, like you're doing something wrong. But you're not. This is your body, your time, your right to feel alive. I told Ed, this isn't sin, it's care. You're allowed to feel good. He started reframing it, seeing those moments as a gift to himself. Slowly, the guilt lifted. He slept better, smiled more. What if you let go of that old story? What would it feel like to embrace this part of you without apology? Mistake 7. Ignoring tools that could change everything. What if there's a tool out there that could make you feel like you again? Last summer, I met George, 68, at a men's health seminar in Denver. He pulled me aside, embarrassed, and said, "I'm not as quick as I used to be. Takes too much effort." George didn't know there were tools, silicone sleeves, gentle massagers designed for men like him. He thought they were for younger guys or weirdos. But these aren't toys for show. They're for men whose bodies need a little extra care. I suggested George try a simple ergonomic sleeve designed for older hands and changing bodies. It's not about replacing you, I said. It's about making it easier. He was hesitant but gave it a shot. A month later, he emailed me. I feel like I'm 50 again, document. These tools aren't about pride or shame. They're about adapting, like getting a better pair of glasses. Your body's changed. Why shouldn't your approach? What's one tool you're curious about that could make this easier or better? A new way forward, reclaiming you. What if this could be the start of feeling more like yourself than ever? Imagine this. It's late afternoon, the lights soft and warm, maybe 5 p.m. You're not rushing, not proving anything. You've had a glass of water, maybe a bite of lunch. You breathe deep, let your shoulders drop, and take your time. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the man you are now. Every mistake we've talked about, clinging to myths, sticking to old routines, rushing, ignoring your body, skipping lube, carrying shame, overlooking tools, they're not failures. They're habits you can change, starting today. You're still here, still worthy, still capable of feeling alive. These moments, when it's just you and your body, they're not just about release. They're about connection, care, respect. So try it. Slow down, explore, let go of the old stories. If this resonates, share it with a friend who might need to hear it. Or hit that subscribe button. We're in this together, growing wiser, one quiet moment at a time.